I arrive in Breukelen for the Global Breakthrough Energy Movement Conference. Opening my suitcase in my room at the hotel, I discover I've forgotten something absolutely crucial to the presentation I have to give with Monty the next day.
Oh, wow.
Amsterdam is only half an hour away by train, so I decide on a run into the city to see if I can replace the crucial item.
There's a lot of vintage clothing stores in Amsterdam. There's like 15. I don't know how we find the one.
So why are we going to a vintage store?
Because I forgot my pants. This is the handmade outfit I got in England for the talk in England. And I brought this and the nice shirt and the jacket, and I unpacked today in the room and found out I'd forgotten my pants. So there was unanimous agreement that I should just give the talk in boxer shorts, and that the cameraman would be honest and just film me from the waist up, right? But I kind of wanted an excuse to go shopping in Amsterdam. So that's what we're doing. We're going shopping in Amsterdam.
Now that the SAFIRE Project is moving forward to create something useful from all we have discovered, everybody is asking us to explain what is happening scientifically. What's the mechanism for energy release and for the transmutation of elements? We can tell them what we are doing, the engineering and chemistry involved. But we can't tell them how nature is doing it. We don't know how, not yet, and we may never know how, let alone why. But think about this. I fly from Boston to Amsterdam in a jet that is controlled by electrically powered computer systems. I ride an electric train into the city. 4,000 times a minute, an electric spark makes an explosion to run the engine of a vehicle passing me in the street. Stop and go lights keep me aware, so I don't get squashed by a girl on a bike. I take pictures with my electric cell phone, immortalizing my search for pants in Amsterdam. Ships navigate the world's oceans using computerized navigation systems. I navigate the streets of Amsterdam using the maps in my cell phone, which is a computer.
Like right over there.
Computers wouldn't exist but for electricity. I visit thrift stores lit by electric lights so I can see if my pants are there. If I could find some pants, I would pay for them with my credit card. Credit cards wouldn't exist but for electricity.
Oh, we're lost.
Nothing there?
Nothing there. They just have jeans. Doesn't look that good. I don't know. What should we do?
You know what? You may have to wear jeans.
You may have to wear jeans. But as the nice lady said, here in Holland, what's wrong with jeans? Everybody wears jeans. Well, okay, let's go get that beer.
Okay, lead on.
Breweries use electricity to make beer. Refreshed with a pint of Dutch beer, I take more pictures for posterity. There is no film. It's all digital, meaning electric. Those church bells ringing, you can bet there is a timer and an electric motor involved. I walk the streets of Amsterdam after the sun has set, my way illuminated by electric lights. I could take an electric streetcar if I wanted to, but I don't. I like to walk, because then I can discover mysterious places, which I would never find if I wasn't on foot, and if it wasn't for electric signs.
They have a section here for trying to publish papers that are outside the current physics paradigm. There's a section in there.
Communications, medicine, transportation, construction, manufacturing. There is a universal current running through the very heart of the modern human condition. It is so ubiquitous and all-pervasive that we hardly notice it. We take it entirely for granted. Electricity. And you know the most fascinating thing about electricity? No one on Earth can tell us what it is or why it exists. I am at the train station on time to catch the next electric train back to my hotel. I know what time it is because of my battery-powered digital watch. I further immortalize my search for pants with a last electrically powered cell phone photo. I could read a book on the ride back if I wanted to. There is plenty of electric light.
Base elements, if you put uranium, radioactive uranium in there, ultimately it will devolve into lead, 206, which is a little easier to deal with than some of the other things that we're burying in the ground or dropping into the sea.
I couldn't find any pants in Amsterdam that would match my fancy suit.
Some of the half-life on some of this
There are certainly times I go into the lab feeling I'm missing a crucial element that I need to do my job.
What happens is that in SAFIRE, while you remediate the nuclear waste, because it's a plasma, it's going to boil water. It's very hot. So boiling water and turning a turbine is actually no big deal. That's been done. It's easy to do. And so now we get into the big picture. And Michael, you're back on.
But sometimes, despite that,
this is my favorite part.
Nature gives me something absolutely remarkable. A glimpse of the bigger picture. I don't think nature cares about my limitations or my pants. Here's me drawing a planet.
He really does draw this fast. Monty, keep up.
One of the key ways of working that our team keeps coming back to is, what is nature doing? What's the natural way that things happen? If you've ever seen one of those photographs of the giant ITER magnetic confinement machines, nature doesn't do it that way. There is no situation out there where that's happening. And I think that's why we have not been able, as a community, to do it that way either, because nature does not want to do anything that way. I don't see, how do I put this? And I'm not looking for free energy. I'm not looking for energy out of nothing. What I see when I look at the world is that the universe has an enormous amount of energy that is constantly being transformed from one state to another in all of the most amazing ways that you could imagine. So I'm looking for the transformation of energy. And to look then at a large-scale picture of how is nature doing this already, we can look at stars and planets in the interstellar medium. This is a good, simple representation of a planet from an electrical point of view. Planets have enormous amounts of electric current coming into them and going out of them. It's not simple like a light bulb. No way. The currents are going in and out of the North Pole, in and out of the South Pole, and there's ring currents going around. This is just two sets of currents. We're up to, I think, like 6 or 7 that we know about now that are around Earth, Jupiter, Saturn. And then we're going to take this planet picture, blueprint, if you will, design, idea,
the way that nature is doing things, and we will put that into the larger world that a planet is part of, namely getting its energy from its star, its central star. Stars also have pole currents, ring currents. I'm drawing in some planets there. The planets all have their magnetic bodies, electricity coming in, going out. This pattern starts to appear if you draw it correctly, right? You start to see that there's some structure here that nature seems to be repeating. The magnetic body of planets is something I try to help my students understand. We see dots of light when we look at a planet. Jupiter is just a dot of light when seen with our eyes. But if we could see the magnetic body of Jupiter or Saturn, it would be larger than your hand if you hold your hand up against the sky. Different planets are made of different materials. There's no understanding really of why planets are made of different materials, but we do know that different planets are made of different materials. And then we're going to look at, well, let's place all of this into the interstellar medium. The interstellar medium we now understand is highly structured, and that was not known before 10 years ago. So let's take our star now. We're zooming out more. We see the star. Imagine all the planets around it. Keep that in your head. And we're going to place this into a larger world that the sun lives in, that the stars live in. We now know through direct data that there are filaments throughout the interstellar medium, and stars are only along those filaments. Stars are not randomly placed. They're placed like leaves on a tree. We also see these other things in there, which I'm making as blue dots, and you might see them referred to as protostellar cores or something like that. And whenever I hear the word proto, I know the person has no idea what they're talking about. They just need something to just put in place. Now, it may be that these other blue, I put them blue dots, are something else entirely. Why do they have to become stars? Maybe the stars are there to help these other things, right? We don't know yet. We don't know what all the roles these things play. There's a lot of organic molecules in the interstellar medium. It's one of those stories, you just get tired of reading them. Astronomers are surprised. Astronomers are shocked, right? All the organic molecules out there. Hundreds and hundreds of organic molecules. Sugars are out there. Amino acids are out there. What are they doing out there? If we look at just the inorganic elements, this is the top 11. Okay, this is just by abundance. This list changes, right, as we get more sensitive instruments, but here's the top 11. Part of what I do is study the interstellar medium, and this list is known to me. And after our set of experiments that you've just heard about, we're sitting there and we're going, wait a minute, I think I've seen this list before. Those are the elements that we saw appear in our chamber. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think what we're looking at here is that the interstellar medium, in ways that we don't yet understand, is quite capable of making whatever molecules and elements it needs. It's not just some random collection, that those stars, the planets, the filaments, they all have functions up there in the galaxy. They're not doing nothing. It's an absurd idea to think that nature would organize such an enormous something that had no function. Makes no sense. So the interstellar medium can make whatever it needs or organize whatever it needs. The easiest elements that it makes and organizes are the ones that you're looking at there. And they are also the same elements that we see most prominently appearing in our chamber.